Well, hi, everyone. Welcome in a Friday edition of Weather Unfiltered. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson. We're going to get you smooth sailing into your weekend. We've got a little weather, to get through. But for a lot of people, the weekend looks better and warmer.
We're getting the rain out of our system, the snow out of our system for some of you. And decent amount of sunshine. That always helps the psyche, right?
It does. It makes you feel better, and no matter what the temperature is. Now, some areas you're not going to warm up. Other areas you will. But regardless, the sunshine will make you think differently.
And on the West Coast, we got a whole other set of problems.
We do. We've got...
Take a deep breath.
It's Friday, right? We're almost raindrops. Right now, we still have some lingering showers, especially down on the Big Island, up towards Kauai as well. And then again, we're seeing things wind down, though, overall from where we were yesterday. Most of the atmospheric moisture still focused over the Big Island, whereas things are beginning to back off, and that axis shifting a little farther towards the east and north. That axis of precipitable water headed towards the West Coast. So we're going to be seeing more active weather here in the coming days with more rain, more snow expected. Places like San Francisco right now getting rain. Around Seattle, you've seen rain changing over to snow at the high elevation. Seattle's at 46 with rain. Portland's at 53. Obviously into the Cascades, that's where you've got the snow coming down. Farther to the south, Sierra Nevada mountain range, you've got snow. San Francisco, it's 54 in rain. It's 45 in Medford, 47 in Redding. So those temps in the 40s with rain, pretty raw Friday for you out there. Not necessarily, the comfortable rain. I feel like you can deal with rain when it's in let's say 58 and higher. Anything colder than that, it just adds an extra layer of ick to those rainy days because once you're wet, now you're cold too. When we look at the forecast into the weekend, look at another slug of moisture coming in for your Saturday morning to the San Francisco area. San Francisco, you're going to stay in the rain zone all through the weekend. Now at times backing off, and we may see that rain shift farther to the north, but look at Monday during the morning, early afternoon, mid-afternoon, late afternoon. We continue to see some of that heavier rain actually working down towards Los Angeles as we head into the middle part of next week. So all across the state of California, we're going to have opportunities for wet weather. Obviously more in San Fran than in Los Angeles, but at least midweek, some opportunities for that part of the state. Obviously in the wake of the fires, we've had issues with rain, so we'll be watching that, but it doesn't look like crazy high totals. Still 1 to 2 inches to the north and west of Los Angeles. Again, we watch those burn scar areas closely. San Francisco, probably around 3 inches for you farther to the north. That's where we're going to see even higher totals, some 5 to 8 inch amounts. Into elevation now, that's when you start to see some of those 8 to 12 inch totals before you get into that snow level. Cascades, parts of the Sierras, feet of snow, what we'll be measuring. So some 5 to 6 foot, just a casual 5 to 6 feet in two parts of the mountains. Anywhere you see the light pink there through the Cascades, that's 2 to 3 feet. And by the way, parts of Wyoming, including around Jackson Hole Ski Resort, parts of Idaho, looking at feet of snow. Would not be surprised to see some 2 to 3, 3 to 4 plus foot range totals in some of these spots. So Mammoth, snow depth right now at the summit, 68 inches. We'll start with rain, but we will change over to snow Sunday and especially into Monday of next week, Mike.
Some very serious rain is coming for a lot.
23 degrees currently. I like the cotton candy sky. Looks nice out there. Clipper is a system. It's a fast-moving system that brings us snow, but also wind. And the wind is not going to be a slouch with this one either. You can see those winds gusting around 30 miles an hour as we head into the afternoon hours tomorrow. And Saturday afternoon also brings us our best chance of snow. Moderate snow at times may come down even at a heavier rate. Winds down in intensity as we make our way through the evening, but notice those winds, they're going to stay in that 20 to 30 mile per hour gust range. Here's a look at the setup. So we've got Saturday morning starting off with upper Great Lakes, parts of Wisconsin and Minnesota and the UP of Michigan. You guys have the snow through the day Saturday and into Saturday night. Now Sunday morning, now you're waking up to snow falling across sections of lower Michigan. I know this is the point at which we're getting a lot of those groundhog predictions, including in Punxsutawney. Punxsutawney, snow doesn't make it to you for this one. And in fact, the Clipper's going to move through. I think it grazes off to the north. There's your Punxsutawney forecast on Sunday morning with mostly to partly cloudy skies. Temps are going to be cold. They're going to be in the low 20s for this one. Not that anybody notices. You got a bunch of people, a bunch of Pennsylvanians and folks around the world packed in tightly dancing. So everyone's having a good time. No one's really concerned. But obviously dry weather keeps things more comfortable shoe-wise up there because it gets awful awfully muddy if it rains. When we look at the forecast moving forward, I said this clipper is going to move through, but not a ton of activity around the Punxsutawney area. It's going to come in Sunday afternoon. So, the after festivities, not that there's that many. Most people are heading home, but places farther to the north into sections of New England, that's where we've got a little bit more in the way of steadier snow. And again, at times could come down at even a moderate or heavy clip. Another system zipping in Monday morning across parts of the Great Lakes. And once again, especially northern parts of the Northeast and New England. So mid-Atlantic, you guys are not in play for these ones. Snowfall totals 5 to 8 inches up around Duluth, 5 to 8 inches into sections of New York and maybe northern New Hampshire. But outside of that, Mike, a lot of 1 to 3 or 3+ inch totals. I think probably in even those 3 to 5 inch areas, it's probably going to be more of that 3 to 4 inch range. So again, not a huge snowmaker, but something. The good news is it's over the weekend.
Yeah. You still have to shovel it, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Still got to pull January in Dallas. So it's been cold in a lot of places, even across our southern cities.
Yeah, I think the South will be like, January was a lot for us. Yeah, no one's sorry to see that one go. Well, the big party in Punxsutawney just 2 days away, so everyone is excited to see February arrive. But is it going to be 6 more weeks of winter or an early spring? Now, some may question Punxsutawney Phil's accuracy, but he does come from a long line of hibernating forecasters way back to the medieval days.
11,000 feet, so not unusual at all for them to get some snow. In fact, they welcome it this time of year.
Yeah, the skiers, they love it. They've been waiting for it, and there you go. Some more. And it's pretty snow, too, when it's fresh and it's falling. And when you've got that pile that's been there for like 6 weeks, or, it's April, and it's just like various shades of brown. It's a whole different ball game. We welcome you back into Weather Unfiltered on this Friday. I'm Alex Wilson. He's Mike Bettis.
Dr. Neb off. He'll be back with us next week, but let's talk about what's going on in the East. Kind of a mess, raw rain. Some of you get a little bit of snow tonight.
Not a shock, that is for sure. But city's in green for us tonight, and Alex's Eagles in the Super Bowl.
It's pretty exciting.
You got a prediction, Alex?
Well, we better win because I'm really tired of losing things around here, and there's no Chiefs fan on our team to bet with, so presumably, well, now I need Wood because I want to knock, again.
I think, this is a rematch from 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That was a really good Super Bowl. I think this is going to be similar.
I think it's going to be good. I'm excited. I think we got a good chance.
For Alex, different outcome this time.
That'd be nice.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about the weather here. In a place like Philadelphia, you had the showers tonight.
Londonderry sounds so fancy, doesn't it? I've never been, but I feel like I'd eat like a biscuit with jam on it. And I'd wear a really fancy hat. Let's take it to Minneapolis virtual view. We go from cloudy to snow showers as we've got a clipper making its way through the upper Great Lakes, across the Great Lakes, even into the Northeast and New England states by late weekend. Season to date hasn't been a big one for Minneapolis. We are running 20 inches below average. Just under 10 inches has come down already this season. Where we are running a surplus, Kansas City and St. Louis, but farther to the north, heck, look at places like Marquette. You're about 3 feet below average for the season. Here comes the next clipper. It's not going to solve all your problems there in Marquette, but it's going to give you some. As we move into late Saturday, early Sunday, you can see the snow falling across the upper Great Lakes, moving through the region Sunday. By Sunday evening, now we've got the snow overspreading parts of the Northeast, really New England states. I think those will be the areas that get some of the significant snowfall. A quick hitter follows behind. You can see this one just zips on through during the start of the week. So Monday offering up a little bit more in the way of wintry weather. We look at your snow total forecast. This is not a heavy hitter, as I mentioned. A lot of 1 to 3 inch totals expected, where we could see a little bit more, 5 to 8 inch amounts up towards Duluth, the Arrowhead of Minnesota, and then coming off Lake Ontario, that, typically favored area between Syracuse and Watertown, could see a little bit more. Closer look, there is Duluth. I think there will be a sliver of spots that could achieve half-foot or more totals, but a lot of 3 to 5 inch amounts expected here in the Arrowhead. And the northern sections of Vermont and New Hampshire, your snowfall totals very, very manageable, especially by weekend standards. You're not going to be fighting this on the roads in most cases. 2 to 3 inches likely there. We'll be right back.